Or Vinay. Yeah.
They were very outgoing. Not TV watching, all day outside. So fun. It was so fun. Art was very nice boy. He has so many friends. Because our house is close to school, all the neighborhood kids come to our home to play with him. And the kids come and eat roti. English kids are eating roti. I can eat even 2 rotis and kids are eating 4 rotis. Jagu was like daddy's baby.
Just like me. Just like me.
She was like daddy. She was like daddy.
Let's say around 4 or 5 years old, I was very tomboyish. I wanted to dress like my brother. I had short hair. Even in kindergarten, the kids couldn't tell if I was a boy or a girl. I always liked playing with boy things. I didn't like dolls. Something was different about me, I think.
She was little, and my nephew's picture came from India. As soon as she see the picture of my nephew, he was wearing hat, everything. Then that day, she quit like wearing dresses. He wear chunni.
With the music, you turn the music on, I have the chunni on, then they start dancing there.
Dancing. Once somebody sent bangles to us from India. He wear to even the bank we went to. He doesn't want to take off. If I go back, I can see both.
Not just physically I felt different, but like something, I don't know. I didn't feel girly like the girls. I think I related more with the boys in the class. I think I've always, on some level, felt like an outsider in one way or another. This is funny. I remember having a crush on my dentist, and I loved going every 6 months or whatever. And obviously, as a kid, I didn't know I had feelings for her, but looking back, like, it was very distinct feelings I had. Like, I'd be lying in bed at night, wishing that in my next life, I'd like to come back as a boy so that I can date the pretty girls. It still didn't occur to me that I might have feelings for these girls. I just knew that boys and girls date each other, so I want to date them. So next life, I want to come back. Like, I'm gonna ask to come back as a boy. And like a young child trying to figure out, if I'm drawn to these girls, am I a boy inside? I think having a crush on a girl or woman when you're young, especially because we don't talk about being gay or even that you can be gay, I think you kind of suppress the feelings and you don't properly understand what they are. First, you acknowledge it within yourself. You have to come out to yourself. Then you have to figure out how am I going to tell my best friends or my family? And then I remember being really depressed for a long time, not knowing how to tell my friends, not feeling confident in telling them. I guess I was ashamed to come out to them. We didn't have any other gay friends at the time, so it was a big step that I didn't want to take.
Hello. You know, I think her story and my story are probably quite similar in that we're so obsessed about our own experience and narrative and secret and things like that.
This is when I think MySpace was really big. He had a blog, and I was looking at his profile one day on the computer, and I saw him write something about his boyfriend, and my heart sank. I had been struggling with how to tell my parents for so long. Literally, like, my whole world came crashing down knowing that my parents have 2 kids and they're both gay, and how is he gonna come out to them? Like, that, I think I was living in a state of shock for a couple months. Like, every time I'd see him, I would just think, oh my God, he's gay.
She came out to me in a blog post comment. My blog post, she wrote a comment on, and I knew it was her.
I didn't sign it off as my name. I put a code name knowing that he would know who it was. And he messaged me saying, let's talk about this on Monday. And Monday came and we never spoke about it.
And it kind of like, I hate to say it, but it was quite devastating. That bubble I had built, that false narrative I had bought into was burst. And then, you know, she and I didn't talk about it.
I don't think we've ever openly talked about, at that point, we had never talked about being gay and our fears and everything. In high school, even though all our Caucasian friends were dating each other, we were never allowed. Like, you can't be friends with boys. And then you get to a point when you're in your early 20s, everyone starts talking about arranging your marriage. You don't know how to talk to boys by that point. You don't know how to date. And all of a sudden, we're supposed to jump into getting married to someone of the opposite sex, right?
There's always this kind of assumption that Indians get married by the time they're 25. And then after that, you're past your expiration date. There was a lot of hoping that, you know, my parents aren't going to get my wedding, but at least they'll get hers. That's what I told myself for years.
I had one friend who I came out to, and she was very supportive. And she would talk to me about how we could come up with a plan where I would marry a Sikh gay man, have a wedding for show, and then we could just live our lives. I'm gay on my own, he's gay on his own. And yeah, this was like a really very real conversation we had, because we didn't know how I could tell my family in a way that they would understand that I am gay. Basically trying to do anything to not have people find out. It was all or nothing in my mind. Like, they love me now, but they're gonna hate me and they won't want anything to do with me. I think I was scared of being disowned because you hear about it, I don't know, in the news or on TV about someone coming out and getting disowned. If they're not supportive, that's what's gonna happen. If somebody gets married outside of their caste or outside of their religion, it's a big scandal. If 2 Indian people in different religions can't get married, how could I even approach the thought of marrying a woman?
There was just this fear that it was gonna destroy things for my parents, and, you know, it wasn't gonna be okay.
We go to Gurdwara and so many people know us, and everybody wanted to marry their daughter or granddaughter to her. And like maybe 50 people asked me. Then he keep on saying no. Then I ask my friend Ravi, ask him why he keep on saying no to every girl. Like why, what he wanted. Then she took her to Vancouver. They talk, they cry. Then she told me that Raj, sit down and listen what I'm saying to you. Then I shaken up oh, that that was a big moment, big, life-changing, life-changing. The day I figured out about her, he was mad, kind of bad mood. And he was so rude. He never rude to Dad.
My dad normally, like 98% of the time, is happy, kind, like very loving man. And he snapped at me out of the blue, which was really out of character for him. And that kind of got me upset, and I stormed away, went on the computer, and didn't want to talk to him. And then maybe half an hour later, my mom comes into the computer room.
We love our kids so much. I went upstairs to like tell Dad that why your dad is upset because he know what Harv this thing.
And she says that Dad's upset because I told him that Harv's gay. And I just froze up.
And Dad started shaking and crying. Said, why you are crying?
Just hysterically crying, not being able to say anything. And I think it kind of scared her. And she just stood there silently. And after a while, she was like, she asked me, do you have anything to tell me? I think she clued in just because of how much I was crying. And then I told her, I was like, I'm also gay.
Then she said, Mom, I'm the same. That's the toughest moment in my life. That is a girl, and she's different. And what would happen? Like, what is the future for her now? Then I start to pray. Then I was like, oh, I have to deal with the not one, both of my kids. It's a tough.
I've never been hugged by anybody as tightly as she hugged me then. Yeah, that was a really powerful moment for me. She said to me, if anybody gives you a hard time, I don't want you to invite them to my funeral. Like, they don't need to come to that. And I knew then that it would be okay.
It was like I have to hug them. That oh, if it's okay with her, then why not okay with you? It's a hard part about the daughter. I'm not saying I feel bad that I didn't feel that bad about her because he's a boy. He's a strong one. He can fight.
And then I think the very next day, my dad sent me a text. He had never texted me before. Like, this was new technology for him at the time. This was like 10 years ago. And he sent me a text saying something like, good morning, Jaggu. I love you. I'm sorry about yesterday. And that just was so moving to me.
I think I just wrote maybe, I love you guys the way I loved you yesterday. I love you today same way.
Same.
It's not different in there.
Yeah.
So
Because that
just the way you are, be okay with that.
we are okay.
I think it's hard to tell. We couldn't tell the difference. Yeah.
It's hard to come out,
hard to
I
come
think.
out.
Yeah. It's very hard for them too. Well, lucky that thing didn't happen, that we didn't beat or something. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's meant to be that moment.
I think that was huge, like to know that they were on this journey with me was really helpful. It could have been a lot harder on all of us if they hadn't kind of accepted it as quickly as they did. Like, I think it would have caused potentially years of like a rift between us,
Slowly, all my support from my friends and my doctor make me strong. Makes me strong, yeah.
Yeah, she's very strong. Look up to the kids and me same time. Then I couldn't control myself. I'd be crying in there.
For weeks.
Yeah.
Weeks. It's a new birth that you asked him, her, dad.
No, it's 3.
Three babies born again.
I don't know how much my parents struggled with it. I don't know what they went through, knowing that both their kids are gay, but openly, like towards me at least. And I don't know what their conversations were like with my brother, but I feel like my relationship with them has gotten so much stronger since before. Like, if I could say that out loud to them, that I'm gay, then anything else is an easy conversation to have. Yeah, I think I'm one of the few lucky ones who can have such an open relationship with my family. I've spoken to enough queer Indians to kind of know if they're not accepting kind of the way that their journey goes. And for a lot of people I've met, their parents don't even acknowledge that they're gay. Even if they have a partner, they don't acknowledge it. Or they still keep pushing arranged marriage on them. I was flipping through the newspaper, the Georgia Straight, and there was an article about Share Vancouver. I remember just like focusing in on this article, and I took that paper home because I wanted to read it at home. And yeah, I like to see, oh my goodness, there's other people out there, enough to have a support group being formed. Like, that was amazing to me. I remember I met them the night before the Pride Parade. We met in a back alley in Vancouver to decorate the float. It was the first time I'd met any of these people, right? But it was amazing to see other queer people of color coming together. And yeah, it was really life-changing for me. It was the first time I had seen anybody celebrating being gay. Whereas before, it had always been a negative thing. You know, you always hear about these tragic stories about kids being disowned or people committing suicide. And people were hugging each other. There were rainbow flags everywhere. And that was the first time that I felt good about being gay. And I think every year afterwards, I still get moved. And yeah, it was really powerful to see that. Online dating was pretty new at the time. There weren't any of these apps, so it was really scary for me to make a profile, and it took a lot of guts, I think, and build up to have a profile. To start messaging people was really scary to me. So Agata had a profile with no picture, no description. She messaged me and said, "Give me your email and I'll send you pictures." I was like, this person's for sure gonna murder me and find out where I live. She would send me a message, and like a week or two later I would reply. And I think like 4 months went by, and then eventually I was like, okay, I should make an effort to meet this person now. And she always makes fun of that I made her wait so long. I remember having that first dinner with her, and something inside me told me that I would know her forever. Like, she was comforting to be around. You know, like, she's my person, and I have a level of trust with her that I've never experienced before.
Now, if she has a partner, what else I ask from God? Yeah, that's the good moment for me. Yeah.
She fits right in the family in there.
She fits right in. Yeah.
For so long, I didn't think it was possible. I didn't know how I would have a family. And now that I'm here, it just feels so much better than I ever could have imagined it. I'm most proud of Jaya. Just waking up to her every morning is the best feeling. Hearing her say mama to both of us is the best feeling. And just seeing her grow from this tiny newborn into a little toddler that she is now, like, it's amazing to be able to witness that. I just want her to be so loved that she never questions how she was made or why is she here in a family without a dad. She has 2 moms. She's half Indian, half Polish. There's a lot going on there, but I hope we're raising her in a way where she'll be proud of her family. I do feel like times are changing. I am still scared that she'll get bullied or teased for having 2 moms. Hopefully, like all my other fears, they go unfounded. I want her to be able to stand up. If someone does tease her, I want her to be able to say, yes, I have 2 moms and it's amazing.
Jaya, I was relaxed, more relaxed. Now they are family. It's a perfect. It's a blessing.
Every time I see her, she makes us smile.
Make us like it's a, no matter
She doing
it's
stuff,
raining, it's a sunny day
start
for us.
running around in there, just so happy in there.
Nana, Nani.
She start talking and calling Nana.
Is a grandpa. Nani is a grandma. Yeah. The sound of her makes us hug.
Yeah.
Hug her. Maybe all kids love their grandparents. Yeah. It's amazing.
I would say thank you to my parents for just embracing me and my brother the way they have, embracing Agata and Jaya the way that they have. They've been these quiet advocates for us.
You know, before I came out to you guys, I think I was just really scared or nervous for quite a few years. I don't know, I think all the time I always, in my own head, I always thought every reaction was gonna be worse. I don't think I was ready for it. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't have asked for a better reaction, so I really appreciate that. So I think Jagu and I are very lucky.
We are lucky too. We are lucky too. But ਅਸੀਂ proud ਹਾਂ ਪੁੱਤ ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ proud ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਬਈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਐਗਜ਼ਾਮਪਲ ਸੈੱਟ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਖਰੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਣ ਲਈ ਦੂਜੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਰੀਜ਼ਨ ਹੋਗਾ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ proud ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਇਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਇਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਲੈਸ ਹਾਂ ਦੂਜਿਆਂ ਨਾਲੋਂ ਹੁਣ ਇਦਾਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੂਜਿਆਂ ਨਾਲੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਹੈਪੀ ਹਾਂ ਪ੍ਰਾਊਡ ਡੈਡੀ
My parents are the first and only ones so far that have acknowledged it, that have started conversations with their relatives. And I think that's so big, you know, to not be ashamed of us.
First you care about your own kid, then society comes. Only care about that baby who struggle and come out and how much courage he has or she has to tell you.
It's okay to be different. It's not the parents' fault or the kids' fault. It's a God's given thing.
Being different, being gay or being somebody else, nothing wrong with that. Different makes strong. Then you face challenges and one day you become very strong person. I know.
Don't force them to,
what they are not.
what they're not. Accept them the way they are. Love them.
I think I'm most thankful that I'm able to live openly now. I don't need to hide. If you had told me 10 years ago that this is how I'd be living, I would have found that very hard to believe. I would say to someone who's starting this journey that there's nothing wrong with you. You are exactly who you're supposed to be. You don't need to try to be straight. You don't need to try to dress differently, talk differently, walk differently. Somehow you need to find your people, you know, like even one other person who gets you, who is like you. I think that's a big step so that you feel less alone. That can make all the difference to make you feel heard and feel seen and safe.
God is a God. Why
It's a
would
man
he make?
who created all this stuff in there.
Yeah, why would he hate? Why would he hate my kids? He made them. It's his creation. Who are we to say? On the path will go at the end to God. Let them choose their own way.
Oh my God.
Superstars in a row.
I know.
A couple nights ago, he wanted to back. The more time coming close, the more I'm getting nervous.
That's cute. It's like your hair is going
Miss Badge.
Okay.